Did you find when you moved over, Jessica, from, higher ed to corporate, when they interviewed you, did they ask for a portfolio or did they ask for samples or anything like that of work? Or did you find that wasn't as important in that process?
They didn't ask for a portfolio, but I did have to do a couple of presentations for a couple of different groups. Um, and I knew that my presentations needed to be interactive. They needed to highlight some of the skills that I had learned, like the skills that I learned in my grad certificate. And then the other presentation that I did, they were looking for something a little bit more technical as far as like a technical training, since I do a lot of that. So they said I could take any mobile app that I wanted and basically do a training on how to use the mobile app. So that's what I did. I took a whole bunch of screencasts on my iPhone and did a technical training, basically going through how you can use. I did the app TripIt because I love to travel and I use TripIt all the time. So I just did a bunch of screencasts like showing go here, and you can do this, and you can also do this, and here's how add all of your components for your trip and things like that. Um, so it really wasn't anything that I knew about payroll or anything that they do at ADP. It's just that I understood how to give a technical training is what they were looking for.
Right.
So
Wasn't so much about the content. It was more about
exactly.
the skill, right? Yeah. Being
The
able to
presentation skill.
teach
Right.
something. Yeah,
Right. Can you
exactly.
break something
Right.
down into digestible steps and yeah, make it interactive and make it fun and make, the learner want to, well, how do I do that?
Right.
Those types of
Exactly.
things.
Yeah, and help to solve that need and close that gap a little bit to where they may not know something, and then at the end they can understand it and actually go and do it if it's a task they need to do. So I love that. That's great.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, so they may not need to have a formal portfolio, but maybe have some little samples ready to go. And that's where the practice, I think, can come in, where they can, it may not be perfect. It may be what we call sometimes a dirty design. It may not be perfect, but that's okay. I think sometimes employers want to see that there's something there, that there's, that the process is there. It's a even
Right.
if it's a work in
Exactly.
progress. Yeah.
Right. And
Exactly.
I like
So,
what you
yeah.
said earlier, Jackie, about it can really, the content doesn't matter. It can be on anything that you enjoy doing. Both of my presentations were extremely travel focused, and it didn't, has nothing to do with ADP.
Right.
It's just my passion. So that's what I felt like creating my presentations on. And comically, I just saw one of the corporate leaders who was in my interview the other day, and she said to me, I remember your interview. I still use that app that you did that presentation on. I was like, oh, that's so
Wow.
cool.
That's
I
neat.
showed
So
you
a year
something new.
later, yeah.
Yep,
Yeah. It shows that what you did made an impact. And yeah, if
exactly.
someone can remember it a year later and say that they use it, that's,
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah. That's neat.
yeah,
I love that, because so many times, I talk to other educators that want to be where you are now. They want to go from K through 12 to corporate or to higher ed, something like that. But they're just scared of how to do that. Or I have students that are just, apprehensive. They're not sure how to go about that. And they think that and I used to be this way too, to be honest. I thought my things had to be perfect and polished. And that's how
yeah,
my students are too. They're like, it has to be this way. And I'm like, just focus on what it is that you're learning, like the craft of it, and the rest will come later, right? The polished
absolutely.
stuff will come later. Yeah, it's just focusing on the models, the theories, how to put them into practice, and the technical tools, and then all of it will follow later on. You'll get that in your train, when you go into your training, and when you are on the job. So it all comes in time. So I try to ease their mind a little bit with that, and it helps usually, because they think they
It
have to
does.
know it all.